Good morning, fourth grade. Today we are going to continue our exploration of different Earth environments. Just a reminder, if you would like to join me on our live stream, we are now beginning at 1:20. When we were looking at our environments, this is the chart that we began last Thursday. We read about environments and learned about the temperature, the soil, plants and animals. The temperature and the soil were the non-living factors that made up that environment. The plants and the animals are the living factors that make up that environment. We're going to continue our exploration today and learning about a new environment, which are deserts. We're going to be reading our FOSS ebook on pages 6 through 9 and 11 to see what environmental factors, both non-living and living, make up the environment of a desert. Let's update our chart on page 33. We're going to add a new environment, desert. You can write desert under rainforest. Let's start reading. We are going to start reading about the living factors in deserts. Some people think of deserts as hot, dry wastelands. That can be true sometimes. And areas of shifting sand where it never rains and strong winds blow, such as part of the Sahara Desert in Africa, plants and animals are rare. But deserts have areas that get some water, and those areas are full of life. Fewer kinds of plants and animals live in deserts than in wetter environments. Desert plants and animals have structures and behaviors that help them survive in a dry environment. We're going to read about the different behaviors desert animals have that help them live in a desert. You can see plants and animals use these adaptations in parts of the deserts found in the southwestern United States. In deserts, some plants grow far apart. Their root system spread over a large area. This distance lets them get water and nutrition without competition. Since deserts are very dry area, the plants want to take advantage as much water as they can get. Some desert plants, such as the mesquite tree, send their roots deep into the desert soil. Mesquite tree's roots might go down to 81 meters to reach water. And we have cacti who store water in their broad, fleshy blades or columns, which are actually stems. They use the stored water during long, dry periods. Cacti don't have leaves, but they do have spines. The seeds of some desert plants can lie in the soil for years until it rains enough for them to sprout. So we have seen that some living factors of a desert are plants like cacti and mesquite trees. Let's keep reading about animals. Animals survive well in the southwest deserts. Insects, spiders, reptiles, birds, and mammals such as bighorn sheep live in deserts. Most animals are nocturnal. Nocturnal animals avoid the heat by coming out only at night. Being nocturnal is one of the behaviors that animals use to be able to survive in a desert. Desert tortoises are comfortable in the desert. They dig deep burrows when it is too hot or too cold. They have a safe place to stay. Burrows are holes deep in the sand. Tortoises eat many kinds of plants, especially flowers and fruits. Sometimes they will even eat the moist pads of cactus plants. Tortoises drink a lot of water when they can store it in their bladders. We have seen that there are many different animals that can survive in a desert, and they have different adaptations to help them survive in this environment. These adaptations make it easier for animals like tortoises and bighorn sheep to live in a desert. Now that we have read about the living and non-living factors, let's update the desert row on page 33. The plants that we've read about in deserts are cacti and mesquite trees, and the animals are spiders, reptiles, tortoises, bighorn sheep. You will now have 1 minute to add this into your journal. Let's keep reading to learn about more the desert environment. We're gonna now explore the non-living factors of the desert. Scientists define a desert environment as any place that receives less than 25 centimeters of rain per a year. That's very opposite than what we learned about rainforests. Soils are rocky or sandy in the desert. More important information for our journal. Water runs off the land quickly or sinks into the sand. Water evaporates or dries up quickly in the desert. Most of the small amount of water that does fall on the desert is lost before plants and animals can get to it. Look at the map to see where deserts are on Earth. We see a couple of deserts in Central America, even a little bit in North America. We have three different deserts in South America, a big desert in Africa, even one in Australia, and then one in the Middle East area. So there are many different deserts around our Earth. Deserts are the hottest place on Earth during the summer, but during the winter, the temperatures can drop below freezing. Snow is even seen regularly in parts of the deserts in Southern California, China, and South America. About 20% of the Earth's land is desert. The small amount of rain, high temperatures, and large temperature changes from season to season make life challenging in the desert. Now that we have read about the non-living factors, we can add in our journal about the temperature and soil type in deserts. As we read in our false ebook, we saw that the temperature in a desert is dry, hot, and even less than 25 centimeters of rainfall. And the soil in a desert is usually very rocky and sandy. You will now have 1 minute to update that into your journal. We have read a lot about different factors, both living and non-living, in the deserts. We have seen the different animals and plants, and that we have also added it to our journal. We are going to keep exploring and comparing the different environments on our earth.